Well, good morning, you guys. I hope you all are doing really good. I am doing excellent. The weather is just rain is all we've had, and that's just what we need, so it keeps everything nice and damp. So I think today what we're going to do, you guys, I've had a few questions and comments, on my YouTube channel and through my other social media about doing a video on what I carry in my bags and that. So I thought we'd go up to a nice location here and I'd just yank all the stuff out of my bags and go through it. So yeah, stick around. It should be an informative video and we'll try and have a little fun along the way. I just got to go down this trail when it's so green like this, you guys. I just love it. The last couple of years we've had just crazy smoky, fire, dry seasons, and that's not very normal for my area. Oh my gosh, if you could smell what I'm smelling right now and the traction, like this is a dirt biker's paradise right now. Very slippery too. Whoa, see that rabbit? I don't know if I got that on film. Okay, so what we're gonna do, you guys, I didn't bring a hat today. I'm probably gonna have to put the silly mosquito net on because rain means mosquitoes. But what we're gonna do is like I said, I'm gonna go through my bags and I'll show you guys what I carry. I'm gonna break some of these bags down on the rocks. That's kind of why I chose this location. There's some nice dry rock to lay everything out on. Plus it's a beautiful spot if the clouds would move out of the way. So I'll break some of that down and we'll quickly go through it. Okay, so here we go for the left saddlebag. So I'll go through everything real quick. I always bring a bigger tripod, so I'm gonna set that up right now with my better camera. So I've got a couple angles. So, okay, so here we go. Let's see, I'm gonna start with, so this is just from one saddlebag, you guys. And obviously you should have a saw. Sometimes, I know we're all good riders, but it's nice to be able to cut the odd limb. Sometimes some limbs are just not passable, like if it's a fairly thick tree and you can't go over it and you can't go under it and it's just in the way. It's good to, this is a Fisker's one and it works really well for me. So next, in Canada we got tons of bears. So like, look at the wilderness, it's vast out here, and who knows what's right down there, you know what I'm saying? So just good to bring that, and you should switch the bear spray out every couple of years. It's just a good idea because it is like an aerosol type thing. So tripod, obviously I'm into cameras and YouTube and videos and that, so I've got, as you can see, I got the other camera going with my little bit. That's my travel one for a little bit more stable, and this you can put in tree limbs and whatnot, so that works good. Tire pump, obviously. Now, in mentioning the tire pump, you guys, or the air pump, you should have some, tire spoons. I'm not far from home. I can literally see my house over there. So if I was going, on a pretty good trek, then you're definitely going to want to put tire spoons or tire irons or whatever you want to call them in your bags. And my other bikes actually have tubeless, so it's pretty easy to repair a flat. So yeah, I don't have tire spoons on me, but I do bring them. And a fixed blade knife is a good idea. If you get stranded way up, in the wilderness, you're gonna wanna be able to, cut some kindling or, some basic firewood or something. And it's a good peace of mind too. It's a little bit of protection. It's probably not gonna do much, but it's good to bring it. I always have a couple bags, just like shopping, grocery type bags. It's just, they're good for, you can transport water in them, you can put wet, dirty clothes in them, you can do all kinds of stuff with them. And let's see, so I carry a small SOL, a little outdoor survival kit. It's got a bit of everything in there. Just kind of cool to throw that in the bag. Also, same kind of deal with the small medical kit. It's got just some of the basic stuff in there, so I like to bring one of those. So now for water, I'm gonna switch to my other camera because it's tricky to do this. Okay, so for water, you guys, I always like to have, you know, I'm big on being able to transport water or gas. You could even put gas in one of these bags. You know, if you ran out of gas and you had to move gas from one bike to another or something. So I always have something to catch gas or water or fluids, basically. Now for water, I got this idea from another YouTuber actually, and I went with the Sawyer water. You know, it's a really good, the Sawyer Mini they call it. And the reason I went with that is because for one, it's got threads, so you can thread it onto, you know, if you use a normal water bottle, the threads will go on top of there. I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, what I mean like this is, what you do is fill your dirty water up in your water bottle, dirty water, not clean, so you can go in a mud puddle, and then you'll see what way the water flows. So then it'll screw on to any, you know, and then you could fill your water bladder back up like this, or you could even just simply drink like that. It's a pretty sweet little water filter. According to the website, it'll do like, it goes down to 0.1 microns too, so it'll do pretty much anything you need to worry about in a mud puddle. I don't think it'll do viruses and that, but I don't think you really got to worry about that in the mountains. But it's just a bit of peace of mind. Yeah, it's just pretty slick to be able to put the water filter on the water bottle like that, and then you could fill up another water bladder or something. And it comes with a syringe to back flush it. You put it on, actually it's got a little straw here. See that little straw in here? And you put the straw on, and then use the syringe with clean water, obviously, and flush it backwards. So that would be that way. But yeah, it's a slick little water filter. They say, I think it was either 10,000 or 100,000 gallons it'll filter. So if you buy one, you have one for a long time. So yeah, if I forgot anything, I'm gonna put annotations and I'll put pictures in the corner of what I forgot. But yeah, I'm gonna put all this back and we'll switch to the other bag. So yeah, so now I've got the right saddlebag emptied out here. Let's go have a quick look. So that bag kind of stays a little bit more empty. That's the bag, you know, that I would fill if I was going on a long trek. Then I'll put, you know, for instance, today it's a short ride, so I just brought a little bit of water. Plus I have the water filter, so it's not a big deal if I ran out. So I keep that bag a little bit more empty. But it does have the important stuff. It's got some basic tools. It's got some wrenches. Darn mosquitoes. It's got some basic wrenches, which I actually drilled out the bigger ones. Yeah, I was bored one day, but I had to lighten them up. I actually used to carry this one in my backpack, so I wanted it as light as possible. So it's got the basic size wrenches in there. I can get both my wheels off, which is important. Basic pliers with wire snippers. I can't tell you how many times in my lifetime I've wrapped wire around my rear wheel, so pliers with wire snippers is very important. Beer bottle opener, very important. We won't get into what that's for, but KTM's not lucky enough to give you one when you buy a bike. So basic screwdriver, some zip ties. Yeah, basic screwdrivers, zip ties. There's actually a little pouch that zips up in here, and inside there I've got some basic, you know, metric nuts and bolts just to cover some of the bike anyways. So I always have a rag in case you had to fix something oily. What else? And my insurance papers and stuff like that. I actually keep a photocopy of my license. I don't like to bring my wallet if I can help it. You know, I might throw 20 bucks or 10 bucks in my tank bag, but I always take a photocopy of my license. And same with my registration. I leave the proper one at home and just bring a photocopy of it. You know, if you ever were in a crazy downpour, you don't want to wreck your good wallet and everything. So yeah, I always bring a little bit of cordage. You never know if you got to put a tarp up or haul something, or you could double up the length of it and pull a bike home too. So this stuff's pretty strong. I usually have paracord with me too, but I don't today. But sometimes I'll bring a roll of paracord. These are rock straps, they're called. I got this idea, R-O-K. I didn't get paid to say that. I had to buy these. I got that idea from another cool YouTuber. They work incredibly well. Here, I'll show you. There's one on my bike actually. So they come really, really long here, and then the bungee part of it is incredibly strong. So, you know, you got all that, and they come in all different sizes. So I like to have a bunch of, you know, spare ones here in case you got to tie your jacket on your bike, or, you know, if you had to haul some firewood, or you had to haul, you know, a bunch of gear or whatever. It's nice to have them. Same with another adjustable, you know, like a, I forget what you call these buckles, but they work really well. And I've got loops on the end so that you can tie them onto your bike, or, you know, that's how these tie on as well. You just loop it back through itself, and that way you can tie it to anything. So yeah, that's that saddlebag. Oh, and I like to have some dry, you know, if you got to wipe your goggles off or whatever, it's just nice to have some dry, you know, like paper towel or something. So I keep it in a Ziploc in there. So yeah, what's next? Okay, now that leaves my tank bag. So again, I leave that pretty empty. You know, lots of the times I throw my drone in there, and that's the most comfortable bag. Like, it's got the most cushion, so that's where I'll throw my drone and my better cameras. You know, if I'm going on some harsh roads or something, I don't want my drone bouncing around. But so for GPS, now I've got my good one on my dash up there. And if I'm going, you know, you should always have redundancy, because if your GPS craps out and you totally don't know where you are, you should obviously have paper maps. You know, everybody says that, but I generally don't. What I do is bring a backup GPS with the maps loaded on it and the tracks of where I'll be. And it's a pretty good touchscreen one as well. My other one's a really good one, but so it's likely not going to mess up on me. But I do bring a spare GPS if I don't know where I am. Today, obviously, I know where I am, so I didn't even need to bring it. I just wanted to show you guys, if you only rely on a GPS, then just, you know, you should have a backup. Even if it's a cheapie, you can find them at the pawn shop or in the classifieds for next to nothing. So again, another waterproof bag. I'm a big fan of keeping my stuff dry in case you get caught in a downpour. That's just a spare wrist remote. Remember a while ago, you guys, I did a video and I thought that I scratched it. I actually didn't scratch it. That's in the plastic. If you peel that back, it's just the plastic coating over the, I put a screen protector on there. I always like to have a head bandana. Just nice to keep the mosquitoes off like that. Mosquito head net. Welcome to Canada. This pretty much goes in your wallet and carry it with you everywheres. I got a rain fly for the tank bag itself. I brought a smaller camera today, which is running up there. But normally I'll have a really good bigger camera with me, and I always have some type of Leatherman, always. I've got about 10 of them, and they're in all my different vehicles. They're in glove boxes, and they're all over the place. So always have a Leatherman. And the good old selfie stick or the monopod, it's pretty awesome. You can just shoot all kinds of weird angles and stuff with it. So yeah, and as for the tank bag itself, so I've got all Wolfman stuff. You know, I was lucky to be helped out by those guys, and it's unbelievable stuff. Like, I just love it. The tank bag's got this cool plastic, you know, you can put a map in there, or, you know, you can see, or you can put your phone in there if you wanted to see the time in this clear one, and that comes off too. And then it's got pockets everywhere. I got tons of earplugs. I like to, you know, depends what helmet I'm wearing. Sometimes, you know, I want my ears protected better if I'm on the highway and it's really windy. I play a lot of guitars, so in case you guys didn't know that, I like to keep my hearing in top-notch condition. So, and then inside the bag, I've got some basic spare batteries, spare Velcro for this and that. I've got more zip ties. I keep my phone in this. You know, I put it inside a goggle bag, and then I put it inside there. I've also got, I keep a thing of off, just a small one. And that's about it for that. I should mention this phone is crazy awesome, you guys. This is, I don't know how you pronounce the name. It starts with an H. It's Huawei or Hawaii or something. It's a Chinese one. It's called the P30 Pro. And I Googled because I wanted to buy a phone that had the best quality camera possible. I don't, you know, often I want to keep my gear to a minimum, so that phone came up as the best camera you can buy in a phone. It's actually got a 40 megapixel camera, if you can believe it. And there's 4 cameras in the front. It's got some crazy, those are Leica lenses, so I don't know how it gets the quality. but just Google up on it. It's called the P30 Pro. You're gonna be floored at how good the pictures are. Yeah, and there's the good GPS. That's the Montana 650T, and that's in an actual Garmin bar mount. I like it there just because it's out of the way of trees and stuff. So, and then I have another mount for my cameras in case I want to get some, you know, while I'm riding, get some clips. And my remote for this camera that's on my helmet. And yeah, that's almost it. So I should mention now on the back rack, it's one of the reasons I like a bigger dual sport, you guys, is you know, you can put a nice big metal rack on like that. I've got one of Wolfman's dry bags. I don't have anything in there. Actually, I got a raincoat in there right now just so that it keeps its shape. But I can't say enough about these dry bags. Like, I was in a torrential downpour the other day, and it's just made out of some kind of rubberized material, so whatever's in there just stays. And then the way it fastens is very easy with these same buckles, and it just goes through. It's got a wear pad on the bottom that velcros on too, so very slick bag. And they got a million different sizes, so very cool. So yeah, that pretty much covers it, you guys. As far as safety goes, I think this is one of the most important things. You know, I happen to bring a Spot. I know there's several different devices, but it's probably the most important thing on your motorcycle because, you know, it's not necessarily going to save you, but it does give you a bit of peace of mind. And the potential is very high for it to save you, you know, if you were in a predicament where you needed to use it. You know, so it's just nice to have that. And they're not overly expensive, so I can't see why you wouldn't want one. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Really like the dry bag because it expands quite a bit. You can put a ton of stuff in there, so right on. Beautiful day, beautiful day. So right on, you guys. I appreciate you guys checking out all my stuff. I think that's gonna do it. You know, obviously I don't carry everything in the kitchen. I know there's tons of things I might have forgot, or maybe you guys have a different idea. So if there's any stuff, you know, if you got some ideas, drop them down in the comments because it'll be nice to share. You know, everybody can read the comments and get some ideas of what to bring. But I think I cover most of the basics, so right on. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video, you guys. If you guys are new to my channel, definitely hit the subscribe button like this right above. And there's a little bell there too. That gives you guys a notification, you know, when I upload new videos and stuff. And like I said, drop some comments. Let us all know what your guys' idea of, you know, what should be stocked in your bags. And yeah, drop comments, hit the old thumbs up. And just like this picture, I got a drop down arrow in the description below, you guys. Definitely check out, you know, links to my website are there. That kind of explains my background in motorcycles and stuff. So I should also mention, you guys, I've been starting to post lots of exclusive content on Patreon. So down below in the description is the link to that if you guys care to see additional stuff. I'm starting to get a few followers on Patreon now, so you know, I'm going to put, you know, clips you can't see anywhere else, only on there. So it's pretty cool to have that. You know, that's a pretty wonderful thing for creators like me to be able to share, you know, have a platform to share like that. So if you want to check that out and contribute, that only helps me grow the YouTube channel so that I can spend more time out here making proper videos. So right on, you guys. I appreciate everybody watching. I will see you on the next video, and it's going to be an interesting one, so make sure you tune in. Thanks for watching.